This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hi, welcome. This is Rajesh again. So we are going to discussing about the two-dimensional or multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, so two-dimensional arrays. So what are those two-dimensional arrays? So as in the earlier classes, we already been seeing that one-dimensional array, and but it consisting of only one size. But as part of two-dimensional array, it may consisting of two sizes, which was going to be deal with the matrix. So the row size and as well as the column sizes. Okay, the subscripts. So you can able to see the two-dimensional arrays. The arrays consisting of two subscripts, that means two indexes. Okay, two sizes is known as two-dimensional array. These are often known as array of the array. In two-dimensional array, the array is divided into rows and columns. So these are well suited to handle the table of the data. In two-dimensional array, we can declare an array as declaration part of the array, 2D declaration part. How the syntax will be, you can able to see that the data type, the array name, the row size, and as well as the column size within the square brackets. Okay, so then we can able to give the within the brackets we can able to give the list of values that we can able to pass in. Okay, so this is how that is going to be happening here. For example, int array of 3 3, that means so a matrix is consisting of 3 rows and 3 columns. That's what it was clearly saying that. Okay, the first index value shows the number of rows, that means this one 3, and the second index value shows the number of columns in the array. So this is what the column. Okay, so 3 rows and 3 columns. That's what it was trying to say. So, and here the initialization part is also happening in two ways. One is at compile time and another is at runtime. So at the compile time that we can able to say here is, see, the initialization part, we can directly assign the values directly. So how it was happening, see totally int array of int arr of 3 3. So it was directly assigning that 1 2 3 is one row, comma, and within the bracket 3 more values 4 5 6 with the second row, and comma, and within the brackets third row. So that means 7 8 and 9, right? But as part of index locations, the first row has to be considered, the position has to be considered with 0th position, and 4 5 6 is been considered with first position and number 1 position, and as well as 7 8 and 9 is going to be considered to be as a second position. That means 0 1 and 2. So even for the columns also, it was going to be taking the same thing. Like, so for the columns, oh, this is the column, right? So 1 4 and 7 is the column. So the column is also considered to be as a 0th position, and 2 5 and 8 is also considered to be as a one position column, and 3 6 and 9 is going to be as a third position column. So that means 2, right? So as the size is nothing but 0 minus 1, so the size minus 1, and here also the size minus 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 2 is the row and as well as the column positions. Okay, so let us see here now. So it was being clear that, see, the two-dimensional array follows us to store the data. They are recorded in the table, for example. See, you can see that, see, so totally 1 2 3 and 4 columns we have. Okay, so that means 4 rows we have. That means my array is of the table contains 12 items. So you can think of this as a matrix consisting of 4 rows and 3 columns, right? So 4 rows, first 0th position, 2 3 and 4, right? So 1 2 3 and 4, we have totally 4 rows we have. So that means this was going to be considered to be the first position, that is 0 1 2 and 3. This is how the positions was being indicated, and the columns. So totally how many? 3 columns are there, but the column is also having with 0 1 and 2. So that means 0 0, a of 0 0 is going to be accessing which element? This cell. A of 0 1, so this is what the 15. A of 0 2, So this is what the cell it was going to be occupying, whatever the value that was. Okay, so like that it can go on using the cells. You can able to access the values. So this is how and a multi-dimensional array, we can able to say that a multi-dimensional array is consisting of, if more than one subscript, more than one size is nothing, all considered to be as a multi-dimensional array. Okay, so that we can able to go with 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, and so on. So we can able to say all those things as a multi-dimensional array. So depends on the size that was going to be increased and number of sizes. The syntax, we can able to see the data type, array name, size 1, size 2, size 3, and so on. We can able to go up to size n. So that is what the multi-dimensional array is known as. Or often, see, the multi-dimensional arrays are often also known as array of the arrays. In multi-dimensional array, the array is divided into rows and columns. Mainly, while considering multi-dimensional array, we will be discussing mainly about 2-dimensional arrays and a bit about 3-dimensional arrays. Okay. So one of the best example that we can able to go with the 2-dimensional program to read and display the values. So you can see that. See what it meant. So we have the 2 size declarations. That means a of 10 and 10, right? So I, j, r1, c1. So because why I had taken that, we have to be 2 rows and columns, right? So the I is going to be reading the row value and j is going to reading the value of columns. Okay. So positions, that means. So enter the row and column size of the 2-dimensional array, that scanf percentage d, r1 and c1 that has been given. Okay, so enter percentage d values of 2-dimensional array r1 into c1, which is nothing but it was trying to giving you. So that means 2 into 2, which is nothing but, let us assume like r1 is equal to 2 and c1 is equal to 2. So which was going to be considered to be totally 4 values that we are going to be reading in. So the 4 is going to be displaying here, and enter 4 values of 2-dimensional array. The values into 2-dimensional arrays. When previously we had already been seen that at the compilation time, that means we are directly assigning the values using an assignment operator. Okay, so but here we are going to reading the values at runtime. So at runtime, we can able to say that, see, each and every time using the scanf, I can't able to say that scanf percentage d ampersand a of 0, 0 and percentage d, and keep go on adding the percentage d's, and as well as keep go on adding the ampersand a of 0, 0, 0, 1 and so on. So that is highly complex. So that I need to overcome those things within the first for loop, outer for loop. I said that row construction is going to be happening. Particularly, column construction is going to be happening. Okay. So the first row construction, in the first row construction, it will go on completing with the nested for loop. In this, using this nested for loop, I'm going to constructing the columns, and then I will, once this condition becomes false, the inner for loop is going to be false. Then we can able to go with the I++. So the outer for loop is going to be, the next row is going to be constructed. Once the row is construction, then parallelly we need to go for constructing the columns. So that is why. So for loop, first I is going to constructing the row. At the same time, parallelly, once the row is going to be constructed, then at the same time, parallelly, we are simultaneously we are going with column construction. So that's what. Let us see now. I is starting with 0, then I is less than 2. Yeah. Then condition is true. Then coming to the nested for loop. For j is equal to 0, 0 is less than 2. Yeah, that is also true. Then immediately what happened when scanf percentage d ampersand a of 0, 0th position, whatever the value that you are going to provide on your keyboard, on your monitor, that means on your monitor from the keyboard, we are going to passing an input. So that integer value is going to be stored into which location of array? A of 0, 0 at the cell, it was going to be stored, right? So in the same way, it keep go on adding. So that means until this condition is becomes false now. So first row, it was 0th position of the row, it was completed with this conditions, right? So the using the inner for loop. Then immediately after this statement is becoming false now, then immediately what's really going to be incremented when I value has been incremented. Then I becomes 1 now. Then check the condition. 1 is less than 2, true. Again, coming to the inner for loop. What will happen? These two statements is going to be activated. So for j is equal to, again it was starting from 0, and j is equal to, that means 0 is less than c1. So that means true. Again it is true. Then scanf percentage d, a of 0, A of 1, 0. That means first position row is entered into the picture and start entering into the values. Okay, like that, so on we can able to go on adding the values into the two-dimensional array. Okay, so then simply in the same way we can able to display the values. Two for loops is going to be happening, and instead of scanf we are going to using the %d a of ij. This is how we can able to and so on. Three-dimensional arrays also we can able to go on using these things. Okay, so this is all about this the dimension of the matrices here, and we can able to simply see this is what the same program that I wrote here now, and I'm trying to executing that. This is what the matrix, the two-dimensional array matrix that was going to be happen, and I'm going to doing some kind of addition of the matrices here. The first array matrix was been read, and B matrix was also been read. So I had given the values like 2, 3. Okay, so the C matrix, I'm going to adding A of ij plus B of ij. So that was going to be stored into the matrix of C of ij. So finally, I'm going to displaying the matrix of C. So let us see now. I'm going to executing this one. So 2 and 2. So that means 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how the matrix addition was being performed. Okay, right. So this is all about the things, man. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.